He's no fun in the sun. Hello, folks! Welcome back to our show reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the book, The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, number 38 from Goosebumps OG 62. Now, the front cover is really good. Basically, you have that big monster, hairy monster, and basically he's destroying some kind of a light post, and basically, yeah, he's kind of ripping it off its ball, and basically some snow seems to be coming out of his body. It's melting in the sun. It looks like it's melting because we have a puddle of water by his foot, and yeah, the shoe work right there. Basically, the water is kind of just there, and I really like this scene because it's really beautiful. You have palm trees and you have a beautiful scenery in there. A pink kind of wall, ledge, whatever you want to call it. Mailbox in blue. And basically the sky's wonderful. And you have a lot of basically trees, bushes, and flowers. So it's mostly green and brown as the fur of the monster, and pink for his face, with his face and his hands, and also like the wall or the ledge over there. Basically, yeah, some kind of a wall, but some kind some kind of a wall, I would say, little wall, low wall, whatever you want to call it. And basically, I really love those colors. The scenery is beautiful, and the monster looks really creepy. And yeah, that sounds like a really good book, judging from the front cover of the book itself. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story. I'm really excited about it because I really think that the story deserves to be like not spoiled or anything, but I want to let you know about what this book is about, more or less, and then I'll move on to my personal thoughts on the book itself. So basically, we have our two main characters, Jordan Blake and his sister Nicole. And basically, as you have probably guessed from the title, they live in Pasadena, California. And basically, it's really hot in there, like it's stifling hot. And even in the winter, it gets really hot. And basically, it's sunny there. It's really sunny. And it's the middle of winter, according to the Goosebumps fandom website. And basically, they're getting bored and everything because they don't have much to do. They don't have a lot of friends. They do have a friend, though. Her name is, what was her name again? Lauren Sachs. Basically, she lives in the same block. And basically, they would go and talk to her. They would play with her and things like that. She's basically kind of their only friend, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, the problem is that there are those two bullies, like those two twins, actually. They would tease Jordan. They would bully Jordan and his sister. And basically, their names are Kyle and Kara. Right? So they brother and sister, and basically they're kind of mean. They're really mean, especially to the kids in the neighborhood. They're kind of like those bullies that you have in Goosebumps, that are kind of like acting like they own the block, and try to beat up everybody that dare stand in their way. So it's kind of the same vibe we get from this book. And basically, they get into some kind of a heated confrontation with our two main characters at the beginning of the book. Kind of like a fight, but not like something that's really bad, but a little bit like that. And basically, yeah, things are not going so well. So basically, I was telling you about what the kids are facing every day. It's basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing all throughout the year. And they're getting tired of it. And they would like to go and visit their mother. At some point, it is mentioned that they would like to go visit their mother, who's living in I'm not sure exactly where. Perhaps I could find it. Wasn't she living like in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that? You know, a cold place. You know, in the winter. You know, because they kind of I don't know if I mentioned that, but they never saw snow before, and they really wanna go there. And basically, their parents are divorced, if I'm not mistaken. So they were thinking about going and visit their mother for the winter break, or yeah, I think it's the winter break, but it doesn't pan out because this it's not really in the cards for them. But the thing is, their father, who's a nature photographer, is gonna decide to go to Alaska, and he's gonna take his children with him to Alaska. He's gonna take his kids to Alaska. So finally, they're gonna be able to see snow for the first time in their lives, right? For the first time ever in their entire lives, they're gonna be able to see snow at last. So they're pretty excited about it, and they go to Alaska, and basically, yeah, that's pretty much how the first part of the book goes. And then, as they arrive at the airport, they're gonna meet Arthur Maxwell, who's their guide and sledgeman. And basically, what's going to happen is that they're going to be looking for some kind of a creature that is thought that may or may not exist. That is known as the Abominable Snowman. Basically, there have been those people thought that they sighted that they spotted a creature that may or may not be the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. The Abominable Snowman, right? Not of Pasadena, just the Abominable Snowman. And basically, they're gonna go kind of like on a quest to find him, and to see if he really exists or not. Basically, there are all those footprints, you know, in the snow that are kind of deep. And basically, they're gonna try to follow the trail and maybe find the monster in his lair or wherever he lives. And basically, they're gonna go. It's kind of like that. The first part of the book takes us deep in the snow, in the snows of Alaska, basically. And basically, they're gonna try to go looking for the creature that they may or may not find. So basically, it's kind of like that for the first part of the book. It's really like kind of like a quest sort of thing, a little bit like yeah, pretty much a mystery novel, if you will. Like it's like kind of like a detective novel, to be honest with you. They kind of go around and try to find the creature, whether it exists or not. It's gonna be something that we're gonna see later on, and so that's basically it for the first part of the book. Now, are they gonna find it? I'll let you find out for yourselves. But the title of the book is pretty kind of gives us the it gives away a little bit. So I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything if I tell you that they're gonna go back to Pasadena, and then a creature that may or may not be the Abominable Snowman is gonna kind of wreak havoc, right? Because basically, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, like the title. That basically what's going to happen is there's going to be a monster that's kind of on the loose, and the characters are going to try to basically contain it and stop it, and basically make things right again, and not let things get worse, right? So I think that's pretty much it for the book. As far as the summary is concerned, I don't want to give too much away, as I mentioned, so I'm going to stop it right there. What do you think about The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena? The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena is one of those books that you probably heard about. You're probably introduced to The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena one way or another, either through the movie. I believe he is in the movie, the first one from 2015, or at least you heard about it. He's kind of like this very notorious kind of villain creature as far as Goosebumps is concerned. So, yeah, you probably heard about it. I did hear about it, and this is exactly why I wanted to read this book so much. And, well, I gotta admit that it's not the kind of novel I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be all about, an abominable snowman in Pasadena for the whole book. And basically, he gets there and he starts to try to make himself at home, and he destroys everything in the process and things like that. But I was surprised to see that the book is more like divided into two parts. First part being looking for the creature, second part the creature itself in Pasadena. Yeah, you probably you will notice if you haven't read the book already that something has to take place in Pasadena. Otherwise, like, why would we have the title "The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena"? Now, I thought that the first part of the book was pretty good when they go looking for the creature and everything. There's a lot of suspense, a lot of build up. The characters are pretty cool, except maybe the character of Arthur. He's not really nice and forthcoming. You'll see as you read it. He's kind of like I wouldn't call him a jerk. Maybe that's a little mean, but I would say that he's not really nice. Like, he's more like, yeah, he's kind of distant and cold and not really friendly, unfriendly, not nice, not very nice. But yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. There's a lot of suspense as they go looking for the creature. There's a scene that takes place it's just some kind of a cave, if I'm not mistaken, a nice cave, a nice rock, whatever. And that was pretty good, I thought. And the second part of the book, though, I wasn't so convinced about it, right? It's more like, it felt kind of rushed, in my opinion. It was more like just for the sake of it being in Pasadena, and it wasn't really great. Yeah, I didn't love it that much. The second part, I thought it was more like a rushed kind of ending, a rushed kind of second part. Not much going on. Yeah, I felt like there was some kind of I don't know, like a slight difference between the two parts. And the second part kind of felt a little bit weaker, right? The quality diminished a little bit as the book goes on to that second part. But it wasn't a bad book in any shape or form. I don't want to give you that impression. I did like The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, number 38. I thought it was pretty great. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it. I think Michael Goosebumps would probably agree with me because I did watch his review, and he mentioned that the second part of the book didn't feel that right to him either. So I'm glad we have this in common when it comes to this book, because I gotta tell you, the second part of the book, there was something missing there. There was something weaker. It felt as if, like Stein had to finish the book fast, and he decided to just do something like kind of rushed. And I'm not saying that in a bad way or anything. I did like this book a lot, but just the second part felt kind of more rushed and everything, which is kind of a shame because an abominable snowman in Pasadena, that could have been a great, story, but it would have made more sense. It would have been more consistent if the entire book happened in Pasadena, or maybe like let us put it that way. Maybe there could have been a sequel to The Abominable Snowman. For example, the first one could have been like only in the snow, only in Alaska, and the second part may be in Pasadena, right? Where basically the Abominable Snowman kind of escapes from where he skipped, and basically goes on into some kind of a rampage where he destroys everything, and people have to find him and stop him. A little bit like Invasion of the Body Squeezers from Series 2000, a two-part kind of book. I think it would have been much better, because this entire book, the fact that it's divided into two parts that don't actually make a lot of sense, to be honest with you. Like, they're not a match, right? They seem there's a lot of there are a lot of differences between the two. There's some kind of a disconnect between the second part and the first one. But yeah, The second part felt more like another book almost, and it's kind of a shame because the story it started, really differently, and didn't feel very right for an ending of this book. The final twist, I gotta be honest with you, I don't remember much about it. Perhaps I could find it here and on the website. Yeah, I do remember a little bit, I guess. Yes. All right. Well, I'm just reading the last sentence from the summary, maybe try to jog my memory. Sorry about this. Oh yeah, I think I remember a little bit. Yeah, I think it's coming back to me now. I don't remember much of it, but I think the final twist wasn't that like awesome. But it was okay. It was just good. It was good. It was satisfying. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'm starting to ramble. Like I think I said it all. So now I'm not making a lot of sense. So I'm gonna hurry up and finish up this review and wrap it up before I start, annoying and boring you, because I don't want to do that either. But I would say the following, that this book, The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, despite the fact that The Abominable Snowman is kind of this Goosebumps mascot, so to speak, along with Slappy, the Haunted Mask, and other books. I don't remember which ones exactly. Night of the Living Dummy, Haunted Mask, Monster Blood. It's more like the reason why I wanted to read this it was because it was so well known. Like The Abominable Snowman was more well known, and it's pretty much all about it, really. There's not much going on apart from that. It's just a very famous title, a very famous villain. But apart from that, it wasn't that awesome. It was just good. Like I said, the first part seemed really good. Second part, there's some kind of a shift somehow. It wasn't fit. It didn't fit that well into the story. To be honest with you, the way it started and the way it ends are two different, totally different things, and they don't match that well. Like I said, it would have been much better to have a second part, a sequel, whatever you want to call it. It would have made a lot more sense, to be honest with you. And those are the kinds of books that could easily get a sequel. The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena could have easily been number 2 from a two-parter book. For example, The Abominable Snowman would have been like the first part, and The Abominable Snowman, like The Abominable Snowman comes back to Pasadena or something like this. I know it sounds a little bit long, but yeah. But yeah, oh, I didn't mention that, but I like the characters of Nicole and Jordan Blake and their father. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, overall, it was a good book, so I'm not gonna be too mean with the review, with the rating itself. I think I'd give it, I think I would give it 7 out of 10, but it's a strong 7 out of 10, right? It's not weak or anything. It's just, it could have been much better, but yeah, 7 out of 10 seems like a good rating, wouldn't you say? So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my rating for this book. Good characters, good story, but second part of the book felt a little bit weaker, so that's why I deducted about 3 points. But yeah, that's how I see it. So what about you, folks? What do you think about The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I can't wait to hear about what you have to say on this book, and I'll see you on the next review for How I Got My Shrunken Head. In the meantime, folks, stay safe and goodbye. Take care. This Horror Reviews for you signing off. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be reading the summary. Forget Frosty. Jordan Blake and his sister Nicole are sick of the hot weather in Pasadena. Just once they'd like to have a real winter. A real winter with real snow. And then it happens. The Blakes are off to Alaska. Seems that Mr. Blake has been asked to photograph a mysterious snow creature there. Poor Jordan and Nicole. They just wanted to see snow, But now they're being chased by a monstrous creature, a big furry-faced creature known as the Abominable Snowman.